we're going to look at exposing 135 Sub-Zero ruck defense. Just the first possession. So what happens on the turnover? Here's the ball. Our sub box is here. As the turnover happens, this middle and this link start to push up. This middle will stay back. So essentially, even though it's 135, 135, only 3 and 5 really do any of the work. If the ball goes into the middle, which is our shape, what happens is this middle will push up and over defend. In other words, they'll get up into a position which is essentially in front of this middle here. At the same time, this link, starting on man-on position, will come up but then turn in. So 135 ruck defense was invented in the 90s to prevent direct rucking against teams that were unable to pass the ball or to read what was in front of them. So immediately that this happens, this player makes the touch, we'll have this player up, this player up. Most probably they will turn their bodies in, facing this way with their toes pointing in. They'll be caught at the ruck, which means that they will probably turn to run forwards to get back on side. This player will turn out usually because they're concerned about this outside space. So immediately on first possession, just with taking that first touch, we're in this position, and you'll see it in the video. So pre-touch, we have this link in this middle ready to push in. Now the effect of this is that this player is going to over defend all the way across into the middle here, towards this middle here, and this middle is also going to over defend, sorry, this middle is going to over defend here. The effect is that the link here is going to move in because they're concerned about the space at the back. This middle will hold for a moment, but then they'll start to reverse. So the initial effect of this player pushing forward is that there's 3 players and there's an impenetrable wall here. But of course, as soon as she starts going back, then these players, the 2 of them, are going to be exposed and isolated. She's turned her body in. This one's, although she's profiled, used inside hand, inside foot here, she's also caught up at the ruck. She's very concerned about this outside space here. This player has made the touch in front, but who waits on their front foot, she's caught at the ruck. Although there's no immediate pressure on her, we note also that the link is quite far in. So, to expose this, we have several options. If our middle attacks the ball, runs onto it hard and runs into this middle space here, we're going to encourage body turn from these 2 defenders. If our middle steps out, it will encourage this player to be isolated. She will think about coming in, but she'll also think about staying out, which means that this player is going to be isolated. As this link is usually tight in this position, we can see then a number of variations or options onto this shape here. If the middle then passes the ball here to this link, while this player is still up and turning in, we immediately have a 3-on-1 here, which will engage and isolate this isolated middle. Engage them here. We've still got a 3-on-2 on this side. She will turn her body and perhaps make the touch, but this will also suit us because then we can expose this offside defender here. So there's one option here, making sure that we make a pass, an extra pass to isolate this link defender. It could equally be done on the other side. As this defender pushes up, we make a pass back to the link on this side. Pass here. As long as this link stays wide, to take advantage of this player's moving out. The result is that she will probably turn her body if we run on the out, and then we step back in to take first possession here. Middle goes into half, sweep around the back. So we have already on first possession, we've got a number of options of beating this 1-3-5 and exposing this defense. Remember, every time that somebody turns their body in or gets caught at the ruck, they're exposed and they're vulnerable. Other players will try to defend the spaces that they leave.